Life Sciences, Lesson 8. Topic: Diversity, Change and Continuity. History of Life on Earth. Turn to Lessons 8, 9 and 10 in the Learner's Workbook. These lessons include an individual activity with summative assessment. Integration, diversity, change and continuity integrates with physical science, geography and life in general. Prior knowledge. In grade 9, you touched on the subject of diversity, change and continuity. Your knowledge thereof will be further extended by these lessons. Lesson Overview. In these lessons you will learn that the Earth is very old, learn that since the first living form appeared, organisms changed many times in order to survive. Learn that our world today is filled with many different and diverse species.
Right, people, now we're looking at diversity, change and continuity, still the same strand, but we are going to look at the history of life on Earth. And this is going to be really interesting. We're going to be doing all kinds of things like ice ages and extinctions and mass extinctions and meteor collisions. Yes. And this is actually quite a nice section of biology.
You know, the previous one we did was classifications of the animals, but now we're looking at the Earth, and it's true, you're going to really enjoy it.
And you may even think that this is a bit of geography. It's not, it's biology, okay? It's life sciences. It's where all the animals and plants and why they are and where they actually came from. So let's have a look at our Prometheum.
Right, the Earth is very old, and since the first living form appeared, organisms have changed many times to survive. Our world today is filled with many different, and as we said previously, diverse species. The history of the Earth shows evidence of two types of extinction. One being a background extinction, is a continuous low-level extinction, and then we get the mass extinction, which we're more interested in, where many species become extinct at one time. That's why it's mass, because you're not looking at one, but you're looking at a whole lot of them.
Yeah, but you've got to know those two types of extinction.
Yes.
So background would be when one type of organism becomes extinct because it lacks food or the environment changes or whatever, and it affects one or two. Whereas your mass extinction, well, I mean, clearly the word tells you mass extinction, big time. All right, so extinction, what is it? Scientific evidence shows that mass extinction has occurred 5 times over the course of millions of years. Remember, our Earth is 5 billion years old. So it's a lot. It's a long time. Okay, so over this period, what scientists can see, it's happened 5 times. Extinction occurs when the species is unable to adapt to environmental changes. Each period of mass extinction is followed by a period of mass speciation. Now, people, think about this. You have mass extinction, these gone. Now this whole area is wiped clean of animals. And what happens then? A new little species arrives. Something comes from somewhere else, and it now starts to populate the area. And you have, in the old biology syllabus, when we did population dynamics, we had the K strategy and the R strategy.
Yes.
Your R strategy organisms are your pioneer organisms. So they'll be your little tadpoles and your little funguses and your bacteria and your algae, and they come along. They immediately provide food, or the minute they're there, they provide food for the higher organisms, which provide food for even higher organisms. And so we have mass speciation occurring again. So few individuals of the species survive and diversify to replace extinct species within the ecological niches.
Now remember, we spoke about when we went to the trophic levels, we spoke about feeding levels. Now, a niche is again also a particular level that organisms fit in depending on the environment they need, maybe the food that they eat. We call that a niche. But in terms of ecology, your environment, your abiotic factors, that's what you're looking at. So the niche means they now fit in a particular level in that environment.
Within their feeding scales.
Yes.
All right, so fossil evidence proves that many organisms that lived long ago are now extinct. I mean, I don't know. When last did you see a Tyrannosaurus strolling down the road, Farida?
So we know definitely those are extinct.
Okay,
We
definitely.
only saw them in movies.
Yeah, we see them in horrific movies, but you know, it's a Jurassic Park, etc. People, so yeah, there are lots of organisms that have become extinct, and even in okay, that's long ago. But I mean, we've got dodos. You know, you
Yes.
say as dead as a dodo. The dodo is extinct. So we've got lots of organisms that we have now in our time that are extinct now, or have become extinct over the last 100, 200 years. And why? Because the environmental changes become such that the animal cannot survive. All right, so now we look at mass extinction and what caused it.
Okay, so we look at changes in the climate, which is, I think, the big thing. Example like the ice ages. Plants and animals were unable to adapt to the cold. Because it was cold now, they definitely died and became extinct because of the climate change.
All right, then we have changes in environment. Now, people, remember, you must learn this. Changes in climate, you must learn. Changes in environment, you must learn. Those are the changes that they will ask you for in an exam. Biological factors, you must know that that's what caused mass extinction. So let's have a look. Changes in the environment. Well, there's theories where meteorites crash into the earth and just like wipe out whole sections of it. A whole lot of movies have been made about
Yes,
that
about
too, Farida.
meteorites.
Then we have shifting of continental plates, and we have volcanic activity. Now, those will all change the environment. Why? Because you have huge dust clouds that go up into the air and stop light from coming down to the plants.
Yes.
The plants don't photosynthesize, they die, and animals have no food. Volcanic activity, I mean, I don't know, you have to think really hard. You've got this bubbling, boiling lava coming down the side and just literally burning anything that's in its way. You've got this ash that covers everything for miles around. So you don't have to be like really
Yes.
have a lot of biological background or Einstein to figure out why meteorites and shifting continental plates and volcanic activity are going to change the environment. So people, easy. This is not hard. It's actually very easy to learn because it makes sense. It's what you know. It's what you've been seeing on TV and learning about since you were in grade 1. All right, so biological factors.
Now, these can trigger extinction as new species may outcompete an older species, leading to extinction. So you get a new group coming up and they are now much fitter or more developed as the older ones, so they take over the area and they compete with the older species and wipe out the old species. Okay, so there's a biological factor. The other one example they were given there, the increase in the human population has caused the extinction of many plants and animals. Why? Because we now invaded the areas, we build buildings, homes, and streets and roads. We've invaded the natural environment and we've killed a lot of plants and animals that way to accommodate the number of humans living on Earth.
And our needs.
Yes.
Yeah.